Okay, so that's going to be what we're going to make tonight. And we're going to give you guys all the materials to do that. But you guys are going to have to get creative with your materials, right? Because scientists and engineers, we're going to get things and you're going to make your own thing, right? So we're going to help you through. We're going to give you guys some directions. But the whole while through, we want you guys to remember, there are a couple main components to your car, all right? There are some things that we're going to let you guys kind of come up with on your own. So I'm just going to draw those out real quick, just so you guys know what we're doing before we do it, right? Because have you guys ever done something and not had a plan, and then you kind of get lost, or you go somewhere you don't have a map? Well, we need to have a map before we get building. So there are a couple things we need on a car. So one thing, what do cars have?
Wheels.
Wheels, that's right. So we're going to need to make what this is called an axle. Okay, so wheels and an axle. And the way that we're going to make it is we're going to have a straw. So that's this thick part, okay? And then this stick that goes in between the straw, that's going to be a little wooden dowel stick, okay? So the wood goes through the straw, and then we connect it to what are these again? The wheels. So we're going to make the wheels out of cups, right? So we're going to make the wheels out of the base of a cup. And, you know, the base of a cup doesn't seem like a wheel, but we're scientists and engineers, so we're going to make that a wheel, okay? So once we get that set, how many wheels does a car usually have? 4. That's right. A car can sometimes have 3 wheels. If you guys look at this one, how many wheels does this have?
3.
3, that's right. So when we make our cars, we're going to want to make them with either 3 or 4 wheels. 5 wheels, I haven't seen anything with 5 wheels. And 2 wheels is a little hard to balance. So we're going to go with either 3 or 4 wheels, okay? So we're going to need one set of wheels in the front, or in the back. And then you can either have 1 wheel in the front, or you could have 2 wheels in the front. But it's going to be that same idea of the axle and the wheel and the straw, okay? Yeah. So the way it works is we need the wheels to be able to spin, right? So if we put the stick through the straw, this rotates. Yeah, we're going to cut it so it's not going to be so long. But the wooden dowel actually spins inside the straw. So that's going to be what lets our car roll. So now the next important thing we need is if we have 2 sets of wheels, each with an axle that we make with a straw and a stick. Does that look like a car to you?
Yeah.
It's getting there, right? You can kind of see that it's a car, but are these connected?
No. Is it a platform?
It needs a platform or a chassis. That's what engineers call the part that joins these two. So we're going to make the chassis. We'll call it a chassis because we're going to talk with engineers tonight. So when you guys ask for what this is called, it's called a what?
Chassis.
Chassis, that's right. So we're going to need some sort of chassis. It could be, and this is where you're going to get creative. You can join it either with a couple pieces of construction paper over here that, if you look at this car, where's the chassis on this car? Okay, somebody pointed out to me. Where's the chassis? That's right. So the chassis is right there on this car, okay? Do you guys all see the chassis?
Yeah.
Alright. This car also has, to kind of help out the chassis, a couple pieces that go over the top just to keep it the right distance apart.
And it looks cool.
And it looks really cool. So that's actually a part where you guys can get a little creative. Because what happens if you have 1 wheel? Can I have somebody draw what you think 1 wheel looks like? You want to draw?